Everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda Rose, and in today's video I wanted to show you guys how I set up my bullet journal. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm always like randomly posting the spreads that I do, or maybe keeping track of certain things in my journal, and so I wanted to just share it with you guys. I have been bullet journaling for the last year, so I am very new to this, and I like to use watercolor in my bullet journal. I will say, I don't think that I'm someone that is like super creative in the sense of like drawing and whatever and coloring, but I do enjoy it, and I really think that it is extremely therapeutic. And then the reason why I like bullet journals in general is because it is a great way to just customize a journal slash calendar, memo, to-do, trackers, whatever it is that you need. I just think it's a great way to have everything in one space and then also be able to release your creativity. So again, I'm not like an expert, and even the spreads that I'm going to show you guys, I did not make these up. I go on YouTube all the time and I get inspiration, and so for the most part, all of the spreads that I'm going to show you are bits and pieces that have been taken from multiple ideas that I found, and then I just put them here. So again, this is not my creative genius, but I did recreate a lot of those things because I thought that they were beautiful and also easy enough for me to be able to recreate. But I just wanted to show you guys the journal that I use. It's called the Creative Minds Journal. It's actually by a YouTuber called Ann Lee. I did hit her up. She's not making any more of the hard covers. She's gonna start doing them electronically, which is slightly disappointing because I really do like the hard cover. But I was able to get another one. They have a sale going on, and it is, I think, $15 as opposed to the $40, and it also comes with a watercolor. The only thing is that it is a 2019 journal. So the only way that you would know is because in the beginning there was a calendar, but everything else about the journal is like blank pages, and so you can still set one up for the 2020 year even though it is labeled as a 2019 calendar. So anyways, this is what it looks like, and I want to get into it. I wanted to show you guys how I set up the journal and what are some of the things that I like to put inside of it. So first things first, what I decided to do was in the beginning of this journal, I wanted to add a page that is my 2019 highlights and also my 2020 dreams. So I'm not going to show you everything because some of it is personal, but on one side I have a 2019 highlights where I just thought about everything that I enjoyed in 2019, and then in 2020 all the things that I hope to achieve this year. So it's a nice way to just kind of remind yourself of everything that happened in the past, but also what you're looking forward to in the future. And then here in the journal, I have a section that is called my 2020 goals, and I split them up into 3 different categories. I have personal, which is like things like traveling or maybe paying off debt, and then I have a health one, and I also have a career one. My career is a mixture of teaching and mostly YouTube because this is the thing that I really want to focus on growing this year. And then on this side, I just have YouTube ideas. I'm always trying to just think of different ideas that I can make videos, and so I have a list of 30, or I should rephrase that. I have it numbered up to 30, but as of right now I only have 12, and every time I end up completing a video, I just like coloring it in with a color pencil so that I can see the ones that I still need to do before the end of the year. Then the next thing is my actual January spread. So again, I got this idea. It was like 2 different ideas in one. Someone on YouTube showed themselves like with a girl on the floor, and there was like a bunch of cats around her. But I just thought the idea was so cool, and so I did this one, and it's because January is my birthday month, so I figured that I would just do this. And I did it all with watercolor. And then inside, what I love about this specific journal is that it has like little sections that are dedicated to certain things. So for example, it says there's always a quote for every month, and it's just your interpretation of the quote. And this specific quote is, "What you seek is seeking you." And then there's always a section here for like a mind spill. So I just did like a 2020 vibes mind spill of like all the things that I just want to experience and make sure that I continue to feel and exude throughout 2020. And so here is where we get into the part that I'm really loving my journal for. So there's so many things that you can use journals for as far as tracking. And so I wanted to show you guys the different ways that I like to use my journal to track either moods, financial goals, anything, whatever the case may be. And so this is kind of the bulk of the video. So I have set up this so that I can have a section for my debt tracker. Now, I have a bunch of different kinds of debt. I have student loans, I have a hospital bill from years ago that I'm still paying off, and then I just recently paid off my credit card. And so, shameless plug, but if you still haven't watched my budgeting tips video, please check that out, because my husband and I made a decision to aggressively attack our credit cards in November, and we were able to pay them off. Over $3,000 of credit card debt, we were able to pay them off by the middle of February. So it took us just a couple of months, but we were able to get that out of the way. And so now we have all of that money to put towards other debt, which is really exciting. So here I just have a debt tracker, and I have it set up for every month, and then also how much I still owe at the end of every month. And this one is for my student loan debt. And then on this side, again, I have that hospital bill that's over $1,300. I think I started with it at maybe $3,000, and so I'm still slowly paying that down. And again, same thing at the end of every month, I just track how much I still have to pay, just because it's nice to kind of visualize and see that I'm making progress. That's kind of one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to add a financial tracker into my journals, is because I wanted it to feel like it was worth something. Obviously, paying off your debt is obviously worth something, but I wanted to be able to visualize it. So I figured adding in a tracker would be a really good idea for me to feel good about seeing the numbers actually drop every month. And then at the bottom here, I just have a category for savings. So I have a goal of how much money I want to save every month. And so at the end of every month, I just add in how much I saved, and then at the end of the year, I will be able to add up the total. Again, because that money is already being added into a savings, it's really hard to track how much you genuinely contributed. So if I can put that into the tracker, then it's just an easy way to know exactly how much money I have saved. Other things I wanted to add in is just the books that I will be reading this year. I have made it a really big point to just read more, and if that means actual books, if that means audio books, but I really just want to read more. I have the time, especially when I'm traveling on the train, and so I really want to make really good use of all of the extra time that I have. And so I just have a section in here for books I read in 2020. I've read 3 so far. Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell, Born a Crime by Trevor Noah, and David and Goliath by Malcolm Gladwell as well. And so these are the 3 so far, and I am just gonna keep the list going so that I can share with you guys at the end of this year. And then here's something else that I wanted to show you. This is my February spread. And so this is the one that I did for this month, which just looks really pretty, and the florals, and I wanted to embody flowers, but I didn't want it to be roses. I kind of don't like roses. So I thought that that would be a really good one for February. And then here's what one of the calendar pages looks like. I just add in basic information, and I also draw on it just to make it look really pretty. And then for this specific one, I also just painted this in there. Again, this is all with watercolor, makes it really simple. There's also so many videos on YouTube to help you learn. And then here there's also a quote that I need to like write in and spend the time to actually like absorb it. But there was something else I wanted to show you that I like to use it for. So here, for example, again, I'm obsessed with just tracking progress, data at this point, but for my own personal life. So I had a personal goal of, or a career goal of uploading 2 videos a month. And although that may sound like such an easy thing to do, for me personally, it is difficult. There are months that I can go without posting, and I really don't want to continue that habit. I want to train myself to be able to actually post 2 videos a month. And so hopefully from there, then I can increase it to 3 videos, and then eventually once a week, which would be awesome, but it just takes a lot of time. So I'm starting off with 2 videos a month because I know I struggled with even doing that last year. So I have every month listed out here, and then the 2 videos that I will have filmed, hopefully, for every single month. So I get a really good idea of what were the topics that I did for that month, and also when I posted for each month. So for example, if I only get out 1 video in March, then I'm only gonna have 1 video there, so that at the end of the year I can look and see, oh well, I slacked in March and then it became a habit in April and May, or whatever the case may be. So I'm really just using this as a way to keep track of my videos and to help me stay consistent. Other things, so here's just a journal that I did from last year when I first started bullet journaling, and I wanted to show you guys this because I did a mood tracker. Last year I was in a leadership position at my job and I was stressed a lot, and so it got to the point where I wanted to just see patterns and trends in my behavior. And so I had different colors, one for happy, sad, upset, stressed, angry, or indifferent, because there were some days where I was just like, I don't know, I don't care. So I ended up creating a tracker for the month of February of last year. And if you notice, most of the time I was on Mondays either angry or stressed. And that is because Mondays were our meetings for the leadership team. And so ironically, and then that would obviously lead to a stressful Tuesday, and then possibly a stressful Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday were pretty much the only days where I was in a good headspace. So it's interesting, especially if you're just not understanding why you feel the way that you feel. If you're like really moody, then I would actually suggest a mood tracker. There's so many different ones. The square was just really easy for me to draw and be consistent with, and I would recommend that to you as well. But yeah, I just think that bullet journaling is just, it has benefited me in so many ways. Again, it's a really cool creative outlet, but then on top of it, you can just be able to add in things when it comes to your month. Yes, so I wanted to just get on here and show you guys my bullet journal. I will link the Creative Mind ones below. Again, it's a dated one. It's from the 2018 to 2019 year. But the only thing that makes it dated is the little calendar in the very, very beginning. Other than that, you will not notice a difference. So see, it says 2018 to 2019. But other than that, it won't matter because the rest of the calendars are empty. So you can place the actual, you can place everything where you need it. So you don't have to worry about it being exact when it comes to the dates. But yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys my bullet journal and the things that I've been using it for. This year, I'm really just trying to track progress. I need data. I guess it's the teacher in me. We need data for our classrooms, but when it comes to personal growth and sticking with goals, we need data for our personal lives as well, right? So it's not really good to kind of go with the flow with things, especially when you have a goal. You need to have a goal, and then you need to make it into smaller goals so that you make sure that you achieve it. So my trackers for this 2020 are all about financial goals and all about growing my YouTube. And if there are other things that come along the way that I would like to track in the next coming months, I will definitely add it in here, and then I can always update you guys on my Instagram. So hopefully that helps. My Instagram will be listed below. But that's everything that I wanted to show you guys about my bullet journal. So hopefully it was helpful for you if you know that you have a lot of goals, a lot of ideas, or just habits in general that you want to track, whether it be eating better, whether it be consistently going to the gym. Using a bullet journal to track your progress, it is so helpful, especially when you don't do something and you have to like leave it empty, or maybe you have it colored a certain color that just shows like a break in the habit. For me, it's very motivational and it just makes me want to get back on track. So that is why I am mostly using my bullet journal this year. Of course, it's a creative outlet, but more it's just to track my progress. And so if you're someone that's looking to do the same, then maybe a bullet journal is good for you. But that's everything that I have for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.